Hello there, vinyl community and YouTube. Hello there, Jacob, aka Moen Rock. This is a response to your contest. I'm pretty new to your channel. It's going to be interesting to learn to know you and your music a bit better. You had a contest to celebrate the World Cup soccer that is going on right now. I'm going to say right now I am not interested in sports hardly at all. But it was an interesting contest. It was very interesting questions, and I wanted to support your contest still. So let's go on with the questions. First of all, you wanted us to show world music from more exotic countries, and I have through a friend become interested in Brazilian music, so I have some Brazilian albums. Not much though, because they are not all that easy to find here in Sweden. But I have one favorite, and it's this girl right here, Elise Regina, and an album called Elise and Toots, and it's actually recorded here in Sweden. It's a very, very great one. She is performing here with Belgian harmonica player, guitarist Toots Tielemans. You might say this two for the price of one. You have Elise Regina from Brazil. You have Toots from Belgium in an album recording in Sweden. But this is a great album with Elise Regina's great voice and Toots' magnificent guitar and harmonica together. And we have more Elise Regina, Esa Müller, classic Elise Regina that I have on CD that a friend of mine bought pretty recently in Brazil. And we have this live at Montreux Jazz Festival. I'm going to return to this one a little bit later on in the later questions. Also another album that I felt I could show that pretty much fitted in. I don't know if Spain is all that exotic. To some it is. Bought this one about a year ago. Jazz and Hot Dance in Spain. This is jazz music from Spain. From 1919 and 1947, and you have titles bands here like Orquesta Martin de la Rosa, Orquesta Dimon Sexteto de Hot, Orquesta Plantación, Direction Adolfo Aracao. Sorry, my Spanish is a little rusty. And they're playing music the American style. The American jazz style, but it is Spanish bands, so it's very interesting. You might wonder if it's any famous jazz musician here. They actually are. You can find Don Byas here, George Johnson. You can find some regular, some more well-known jazz musicians here also. Question number 2 was about sports, sport-related songs or albums. I don't have all that much. I'm not all that fond of these catchy, happy sports themes. I think their lyrics often is a bit cheesy. Even though there are exceptions, of course. But I picked out 2 songs that would fit in. Don't laugh, but I actually think this is a good song. Carl Lewis, Break It Up, a classic from 1986. a bigger hit than many remember it as, actually. Might be a little bit of a connection to the previous question, because at the B side it called Cuebra La. This one is connected to another one of my favorite genres. These kind of music that are so stupid that makes you want to think, what did they ever think of? Because I love this kind of music and humor in a great connection. But it's sports related, so there is a Swiss hockey team called HCD. And they were pretty big in the late 70s, early 80s. They actually thought that they needed a sharing song. So they composed a song. So which band did they actually think of to sing this song? Not an ordinary Swiss team. They went for one country that definitely is not famous for its hockey successes, South Korea, and the Korean band Koreana, and did the song Go Go HCD. To start us when it comes to the sleeve, looks pretty amazing here. That's traditional, with exception from some of the members of Koreana wearing catchy sports jackets, and you have some members wearing fur coats, and one member wearing ski glasses, because that has everything to do with ice hockey. But they have found out that Switzerland, there's a lot of skiing going on there. Let's put on some ski glasses on them. So it's pretty hilariously funny sleeve. And the song is like Boney M Goes Sports, with Koreana doing the most horrible German, staccato German. I hardly hear anything what he says. I'm not sure that any German human being knows what he says. But it's a hilariously funny song, actually. So check that out if you can. It is on YouTube. Third question: songs about drinking or connected with drinking. Here we comes to where I said we're going back to Elise Regina. Having here one classic that I really like with her. We have at this Montreal Live Jazz Festival, the classic one. We have Agaus de Marco, Water from Marsh, if I'm not wrong. This is a classic Tom Jobim song. And Tom Jobim in the original album version is singing with her. This is live that she sings alone in this version. One of my absolute favorite jazz albums of all time, Lenny Tristano's The Last Sessions Sextet, The Last Earl Swoop Sextet, 1945, featuring Lenny Tristano. As many of you know, I loved Lenny Tristano. He's a huge favorite of mine when it comes to piano playing. And he done some really great version of a classic jazz song, which is connected to drinking. Talking, of course, of Tea for Two. Here in two versions, one original and one alternative version. Real great version here with Earl Swoop Sextet and Emmett Cars, Chubby Jackson, Don Lamont. One of the most classic songs from my when I started listening to jazz when I was 12. So a real classic, natural choice. And 90s band Garbage and their self-titled debut, I think. Of course, Thinking About. Milk. And you had a bonus question also. You wanted to see songs or albums with Danish artists. Carsten Nielsen had a similar question many years ago. So check that one out because I'm showing more there. Have here 4 Danish songs that I picked out on 7-inch. Lis Sørensen, Fri for at drømme om dig. I hope you can forgive me, my Danish is a little bit rusty. We have a classic one of my favorite Danish artists, Sanne Salomonsen, Kærligheden kalder. Great one from 1989, both of these. And one of my classic, all-time favorite Danish songs, a Danish group Laban and Love in Siberia from 1986. And we have also their breakthrough, at least here outside of Denmark, Caught by Surprise. I had the album, their album once, but I gave that away because unfortunately they didn't hold for an entire album. It was a pretty boring album, but I still love these songs because it's pure 80s. So great produced, real great. So, Jacob, I hope that you are satisfied with my answers. I hope that you have many more subscribers and that you and everybody else have a real nice summer. I'm not going to do a video now for a couple of weeks because from Monday next week, from the coming Monday, I'm going to a city, the Swedish fourth biggest city, Uppsala, for a couple of days. So I won't be doing any movies until then. So I will be doing some, hopefully, when I get back. But of course, I will be filming there, so it will be a travelogue from Uppsala, of course, and record stores that I find there, of course. So until next time, I hope that each and every one of you have a real nice time in the heat. So take care, everybody, and so long.